Hello everybody, and you're so welcome back to Clonmel Farmer Cookery School. This is our last video for the Longford Library Services and for all you lovely people out there, and before we break for Christmas here at the Cookery School and of course in the library. But before we get started, I just want to say a massive thank you to the support of the Longford Libraries to us here at Clonmel Farmer Cookery School, spearheaded by the wonderful lady, and as I heard lately, her described as a powerhouse, and she most certainly is. That's so wonderful and very genuine, Mary Carton Reynolds. We really do appreciate your support through this difficult year, and not just ourselves, but you've supported so many local businesses in the community. You are a true stalwart of local and supporting local. So on behalf of us all here at Clonmel Farm, we'd like to say a big thank you to you and all of your team in the County Longford Library Services. So that's it, we're going to get on and we're going to start off our this evening's meal. So what I was thinking of, for leftover meat, for leftovers over Christmas, and we all have, no matter how well we gauge it, we'll always have leftovers and we don't want to waste anything. And so what I was going to show you here this evening, I'm going to do a lovely curry base. And then into that you can add your turkey, your chicken, your ham, your beef, your lamb or whatever. We're going to use a nice bit of Clonmel Farm lamb here on our own curry base this evening. But for now we're going to get started. We have a lovely big pot here. We're going to get this on the heat and we're going to get started. So I have our casserole dish on heating. I'm just going to prepare our garlic. So I'm just topping and tailing and just removing any of the skins that are on the side of it. So there's two ways of doing garlic. You can use your little finer planer and you can grate it like this, which is very easy to do, and it does take a lot of the labour out of it. But to be honest with you, if I was only doing one or two garlic cloves, I wouldn't really bother. So I'll just show you the other way now I'll do it. I wouldn't bother taking out a gadget. So the other way I can do it is with my knife. Bring your board to the edge, have your handle out over the edge and just give it a smash down. They're quite big cloves, and then we just roughly chop it like so, just like that, and swivel over a knife backwards and forwards. And then the next thing we do is just come along and we will scatter on a little bit of salt on it, and that will help to make a paste of it. So we leave that there for a minute or two. So while that's marinating in, we just continue on with the rest of our garlics. So with the back of a knife, we just press our garlic that has been sitting there for a couple of minutes with the salt shook onto it, and we make a paste of it, just like that. I have here a piece of ginger. When I buy fresh root ginger, I peel it and I freeze it. So this is frozen. Really easy to grate it when it's frozen, particularly more so than when it's fresh. So again, with your finer part of your grater, just give it a good, and you can grate it straight from the freezer, which is very handy. So the next thing I'm going to do is chop our chilli, and I always wear a glove when I'm doing the chilli, because just when we be doing cookery classes here at Clonmel Farm, I'd just be afraid I might forget, and I just put my hand up maybe to push up my glasses or something like this, and if I got chilli sting into my eye during a class, literally it would knock me out maybe for half an hour, because you just would not be able to do anything. So the minute I'm finished chopping this chilli with this glove, I just remove the glove and that's it, so I don't have to worry in case I would do it out of habit. So we just finely chop the chilli. Now, I have said on the recipe a full chilli, but the cameraman warned me there's no way that a full chilli can go into this, because and that's the great thing about spice, you can heat it up or lower it down, add in more or add in less. So we'll finely chop that up. So into our saucepan I'm adding in a good glug of oil, and I had some onions already chopped. So into our saucepan, a nice warm saucepan, some onions, some beautiful garlic, some chilli, and our lovely freshly grated ginger. So we'll give that a good stir about now, and we let them onions, really letting the onions sweat down there now for about 5 to 10 minutes until they start to become translucent, the onions, and kind of limp. Now our onions have nicely sweated down and there's lovely smell here in the kitchen. So I'm going to add in here some lovely, we toast and grind mostly all of our own spices here. So into that, and again, as I said, with a curry you can add in whatever spice you want or whatever you don't like. So in with our garam masala, our cumin, cinnamon, and ground coriander. So we let that cook out now for a minute. The next thing we're going to add in is some lovely chicken stock, a little bit of sugar, and that's because we're putting in some tomato. So the sugar brings out the nice flavour of tomato, and some coconut milk. Full fat coconut milk we're using. So what we're going to do here now is I'm going to pop that onto the back ring, and we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat straight away and allow it to simmer until it is reduced almost by half and it's become thick, and then we'll add in our meat, so we'll come back to it then. So I'm going to use, instead of a turkey or chicken or lamb or beef, we cooked a shoulder of lamb here today, and I'm just dicing it up, so just roughly like that with a knife. And this is our own Cloughan Farm lamb, which is, Michael, tell us what kind of lamb this is.
This is from a Suffolk Hogget Wether.
And what's a Hogget Wether?
Well, a Hogget Wether, a Hogget becomes a sheep when it becomes a year old, and a Wether is a castrated ram lamb.
Okay, so the importance of castration is,
so there's no taint in the meat when it's cooked.
Yeah, so oftentimes we love lamb here, obviously, of course, but oftentimes people say like there was a strong taste. So like in my mind, a lot of the reason there's a strong taste from lamb is because lambs haven't been castrated when they're either going to the abattoir or going into the factory. And so with any male animal, they need to be, whether it's a pig or whatever, it needs to be castrated to improve the flavour and taste. So it's a lovely piece of lamb, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just slow roasted that there earlier on. So we're just going to dice this up here. Any little bit of grizzle, you can just remove it like that. But just to show you, this is so versatile, this recipe, and it's suitable for any meat or poultry. Okay. So our sauce is nice and thick there, a lovely consistency. Okay, so we're just going to add a little pinch of salt and some freshly ground black pepper into it. And then we're going to add in all our beautiful grass-fed Cloughan Farm lamb. That's the wonderful thing about this year. There's so much emphasis on local, and really if the pandemic shows up anything, how vulnerable we are with our exports and imports. So it's now more than so important to make sure we're so food sustainable. So we'll just give that a little stir around. It's on a low heat there. So we just basically want to heat up the meat. So we've cooked a little bit of rice here. So I basically just bring a pot of hot water to the boil, salted water, and then I add in the rice, pop the lid on, and I cook it for 10 minutes, strain it off, pop the lid back on again, and let it sit there for 10 minutes, and you have lovely, fluffy rice. So just while our meat is heating up, as I said, we'll just pop some of our lovely rice onto our plate. So I'm just kind of making a shape, using this to make a mould. So just over like that. Yeah. And that's lovely. And then for our rice, we need a little bit of some parsley. And we need a knife, which is just over here. Oh, I'm back again. Sorry about that. So parsley or coriander. So just take it into a bowl, just like so. And actually we'll throw that in there. give it a stir about. Brings up a lovely colour. Take over our pot. So doesn't that look absolutely lovely? Really juicy and absolutely gorgeous. The best of food in there. So now add in our little bit of lamb curry. And as I said, turkey, chicken, they love it all. So just a little bit of meat. Okay. And then to finish, just another little bit of garnish just on top. And that is a lovely dish over the Christmas nights or evenings for your supper. A lovely leftover curry. And as I said, we're using lovely lamb, but you can use whatever you choose. And just before we sign off, at the beginning of the tutorial, I thanked all of the head of the County Longford Library Services, Mary Carlton Reynolds, and the wonderful staff. But finally, I'd like to thank you, the public. You've had the greatest patience and you've been so supportive to us as well here, either through our virtual classes on Zoom or for the encouraging words you've left on social media or when I met you on the street. And we are so grateful. And this year more than ever, we would really appreciate all of your support. And the businesses too, really, I'm speaking on behalf of all the businesses, I'm sure that we're so delighted that we could keep our doors open virtually. It's meant so much to us, much more than you'll ever realise. But we're looking forward to 2021. We can't wait to get at it. And for Christmas, I can't wait to get into the garden, to get a bit of tidy up. I can't wait to go into the greenhouse, to start sowing some seeds, to get germination going again for 2021. And the same to try out new dishes here in my kitchen here during the Christmas. But for now, from myself and Michael, and from all the team, Jess and Shep and everybody, we wish you a very happy and safe Christmas and a wonderful 2021. Take care, everyone, and bye for now. Stay safe.